You can invest thousands of hours into daily prayers. You can read the text cover to cover, year after year, and yet you might still find yourself completely exhausted, fighting the exact same stress levels and character flaws you had a decade ago. The Quran makes a specific promise: profound peace and absolute certainty. But for many believers, the daily reality looks very different. The religious routine runs on autopilot, while anxiety and frustration continue to dictate their actual lives. True spiritual engagement requires a mechanical shift. Moving your eyes across a page or performing physical motions does not create change. The transformation only happens when hearing the text actively converts into doing the work. This table compares the two distinct states of spiritual engagement. On the left is al-mastur, which translates to the written, the text as it exists physically on paper. On the right is al-manthur, meaning the lived, which is how those written words actually translate into human action and daily life. Staying entirely in the left column is comfortable. Passive consumption carries very little friction. You can read words without changing your behavior. But as the data shows, treating faith purely as an academic reading exercise yields a flat, stagnant return on your time. Moving to the right column, integrating the text into your actual decisions, introduces high friction. It forces you to confront your ego and change your habits. It is highly uncomfortable, but it is the only mechanism that produces a steep upward curve in personal growth. When you look at the breadth of the text, there are easily 20 different areas of spiritual focus you could pursue. From mastering patience, try to overhaul all 20 areas of your life at the same time, you will burn out and fail. Reaching actual certainty, a state of total internal stability known as yaqeen, requires strategy. You have to stop blindly accumulating habits. Instead, you need to identify the primary friction point in your life right now and choose a single, dedicated track to solve it. The first option is the alignment track. This is designed for the believer who feels a nagging sense of hypocrisy, someone who knows the text well, but whose daily actions consistently contradict their stated beliefs. To engage this track, you have to perform a ruthless audit of your behavior. Look at how you conduct business, how you treat your family, and how you act in private, specifically looking for the exact moments where your words and actions diverge. This integrity audit scorecard visualizes your divergence. The top bar, stated beliefs, is full. The bottom bar, observable actions, lags behind. That gap is hypocrisy. To close it, your physical choices must become a live translation of the text, filling the action bar. The trade-off here is steep. You lose the comfort of hiding behind religious identity. You have to actively dismantle deeply ingrained social habits and replace them with behaviors that actually match your claims. By forcing your physical actions to mirror your verbal claims, you eliminate the cognitive dissonance of hypocrisy. Paying the price of this behavioral audit unifies your character. The second option is the resilience track. This path is for those paralyzed by severe difficulties, exhaustion, or grief, needing immediate psychological stability. This track focuses on understanding Sunan. Sunan are the unchangeable historical laws established by God that govern how human beings are tested, broken down, and eventually empowered over time.
Modern culture often pushes the assumption that an easy, friction-free life is the ultimate metric of success or divine favor. If things are hard, the assumption is that you are doing something wrong. This chart maps difficulty against faith. As severe trials push you right along the x-axis, enduring forces reliance on divine laws. Seeing them hold firm moves you up the y-axis to experiential certainty. You gain the conviction to confidently ask for the impossible. To take this track, you have to abandon any entitlement to comfort. You must train yourself to sit squarely within severe discomfort, utilizing it as a mechanical requirement for your own growth. Spiritual certainty is never forged while you are comfortable. It is the direct byproduct of navigating severe, unpredictable trials while refusing to compromise your faith. The final option is the presence track. This is for the believer whose daily prayers have devolved into a checklist of empty, exhausting routines that drain energy rather than provide it. Autopilot worship fails because it relies entirely on muscle memory. You can perform the physical mechanics of prayer flawlessly, while your cognitive and emotional mind is entirely absent, planning your workday or stressing over emails. This flowchart, the anatomy of true prayer, is sequential. It starts with physical prostration at node 1. By deliberately slowing down, you connect to node 2, mental presence. Reaching node 3, divine proximity, multiplies your resources, creating baraka throughout your day. The trade-off is time and effort. Breaking your autopilot habits requires a massive initial cognitive tax. Your daily rituals will take longer and feel significantly harder to execute before they start to feel easier. Paying that cognitive tax is mandatory. If you want to transform your daily prayer from a burdensome chore into a functional source of resilience, optimizing your mental presence is the only viable method. While the core text of the faith is unified, every believer interacts with it from a vastly different season of life. You cannot apply a one-size-fits-all solution to a complex personal reality. This decision tree maps your spiritual investment to your most painful friction point. Identifying where you struggle dictates what you do next. First, if you feel your daily actions make you a hypocrite, you take path 1, the alignment track. Your directive is simple. Ignore complex theology for now. Your sole assignment is to audit your behavior and ensure physical actions match spoken words. Second, if you are paralyzed or overwhelmed by hardships, you take path 2, the resilience track. Do not add rituals to your schedule. Use this track to process daily survival and struggle as a calculated act of faith. Third, if you're a ritualistic optimizer bored by your prayers, you take path 3, the presence track. Stop trying to add new, advanced habits to your routine. Go back to your baseline prayers, pay the cognitive tax, and force your mind to be completely present in the movements you are already making. Ultimately, all 3 paths converge on the same target. The goal is for the written book and the human believer to become one unified entity. The written text provides the script, but your daily life, your patience in a crisis, your honesty in a business deal, your focus in an empty room, is the living performance. Evaluate your current reality. Pick the track that addresses your specific friction, accept the discomfort that comes with it, and do the hard work required to become a lived translation of your faith.